they won't let me out. They won't let me out. I'm locked up. Karen, I mean, in your famous words, clankety clank, okay? Clankety clank. Now here you are. They gonna have to call your name Karen Huger, and this finna be your routine going forward. She gotta have to stick palms out, wrist up.
Arrest her. Clankety clank, bitch.
They gonna have to clankety clank. Oh, Karen. And it didn't even have to be this way. It really didn't. If y'all haven't heard, y'all, Karen Huger from Real Housewives of Potomac has officially been sentenced. I really felt like she was gonna get just a little bit of jail time. I was expecting a little bit of jail time because, hey, shocker, this wasn't Karen's not only second DUI, but fourth. And so finding that out kind of as this, case has been going on, things have been revealing itself. Ooh, hold on. I don't know what is going on. You know how like random parts of the day your eyes just get blurry all of a sudden? Like your eyes, and then like they just get blurry and dry. You try to focus on something. Ooh, Lord. Just blurry. Shoot, that's how Karen's eyes were on this goddamn road, just blurry. I don't know which way is up, which is why you ended up hitting that goddamn pole and your wig slid back blue, okay? Peeled your whole wig muffin cap back blue, Karen, because your eyes, you couldn't focus on nothing because you had too much to drink, okay? Over there drinking that Alizé Sierra Mist, Arbor Mist, Barefoot Wine. Okay, what's the one that was going around for a while? Not Stella Artois. It's Stella something. Stella Rosa, yeah, Stella Rosa. Okay, she's Stella Rosa girl. But yeah, y'all, Miss Karen, they sentenced her and actually ended up being longer than what was expected. I was picturing 90 to 120 days. That's what I was thinking. But nah, girl, they gave her 2 years, 1 year suspended, i.e. basically she's gonna do a year and then get a year probation. And like, as much as you be like, dang, Karen, like, they really gave you some time. When you think about the build up until now, like we at the point where it's like, maybe you need more than a slap on the wrist. And then it's like the fact that Karen, in my mind, really could have just avoided all of this, because at the end of the day, for me, what I think got Karen in this situation is just trying to run from the initial headline, the initial embarrassment. Like, girl, you were so lit you were so lit that you crashed your car, all that type of stuff like that. Realize how many sheets to wind you were when you finally got to the police department. Was like, oh, I'm lit. If I can find the clip, I'm lit. Like, now Karen she's starting to sober up, like, oh, I'm lit. That's why the cop was like, yeah, that's why you here. Because you lit for real. Mixed it every which way. More than alcohol, which, find out, antidepressants. And so, of course, with the antidepressants and alcohol, and what, of course, she's mentioned and has always mentioned, her parents passing away and things like that. Karen, this has been something, that you've used for quite some time. And it really is unfortunate that you've lost both of your parents. But Karen, you the grand dame. So ain't no way you should not have money to have a driver, to have an Uber, to whatever young man you sneaky linking it up with, like, to come pick you up. Now, that is something that they actually discussed on the reunion, allegedly, about how Karen maybe supposedly had, another person in the car. If, who it could have been. If it wasn't Blue Eyes, it definitely was another young man, because we know Ray hitting there, right? He could barely make it up and down the stairs. But yeah, Karen, in this situation, here it is, after you woke up, sober up, to banged your body up, the next day, I know you feeling it, so you get you a lawyer, and you still fight it by saying, no, I'm gonna take it to court. No, I'm gonna take it to court. And it's kind of like, you didn't have to do that. You should have just handled it right then and there instead of feeling like, feeling like you're going to avoid the confrontation of it all. Like, a lot of people try to do everything and trying to avoid the conflict or the confrontation, it only end up making it a lot worse. And so in this situation, Karen, in trying to avoid, the confrontation of the, obviously the scrutiny of the public and, the headlines and things like that, you really just set yourself up for failure. You should have just, addressed it head on. But yeah, you guys, Karen Huger sentenced to jail, girl, jail. I put this on my board, my community board. What y'all think Karen's, what's yard name finna be? She finna get a K-Dog. She said she, when she was first going to her facility, she said, she's going to learn how to drop, Grand Dame and come back Karen Huger. But, when you in prison, you can't be Grand Dame or Karen Huger. You're going to have to put on, your prison yard face, girl, because you're going to have the ladies in there trying to snatch your cookies, all your Grand Dame cookies, okay? So you might, you have to watch your back in the shower, Karen, okay? You don't drop the soap. Michael, you tell Michael don't drop the soap, but hell, he might drop it on purpose. But yeah, Karen, what y'all think her yard name gonna be? Maybe it's gonna be K-Rain, like Karen Rains or something, or like Queen K. Like, I can see like Queen K, like, Queen K on the yard, like we got Queen K coming through. Y'all make sure y'all don't sit at her table. She got to figure it out. But we starting to get a little roster up over here on Bravo with the jail sentences. We done witnessed Teresa go to jail. We done witnessed Jen Shaw with her Salt Lake City go to jail. And now here it is, we got Karen Huger going to jail. Like, what is going on? So y'all, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic that I wanted to get into. Really fast, y'all. Let's go ahead and talk about Gregg and Sweet Tea. So Gregg and Sweet Tea, y'all know recently this past weekend that Married to Medicine came on, and obviously the fight broke out, Gregg quad, and here we are with this, where we are today. And Gregg recently just did an interview with Sweet Tea, basically explaining how he felt, why everything happened, how it happened. And Gregg basically was like, he wasn't ready to be in that situation. He realized that, this was triggering, and to be in a situation where quad would basically, he felt like, throwing in my face about, oh, she left me. I just wasn't prepared to hear that. Okay, here's the thing. Gregg, you came back to a situation where this was your ex, and not only everybody witnessed everybody understand, this is your ex within the group. They witnessed what happened. So for you to come back and to prepare yourself to not think at any point y'all's relationship and what y'all went through could potentially come back up, it's kind of naive. That's the word. Naive. You love that word, naive. Coming to a show to think that you wouldn't hear about how your ex left you, because that is a fact, is it not? Is it not a fact that quad left you? So if that's the thing, and you're on and married and moving on and everything like that, why are you having such a visceral response to that? You're saying that's what threw you off. But it's not all the other things. Like, it's not being quad and how she's acting necessarily, but not only that, he discussed feeling a little bit betrayed by the guys. He felt like basically the guys let King in. They just gave him like a calm entry. He basically was like, oh, they just accepted him right away, gave him a calm entry. Like, what were they supposed to do? Like, what it caught King came in, he wasn't starting no shit. Like, he literally was just like, I'm cool. And weren't you trying to be cool? Like, you just said, like, you were cool with him. So if you're cool with him, why they got a reason not to be cool with him? Because that's what you said. I ain't got no problem with you, dog. That's what you said. I ain't got no problem with you, dog. You know, you kind of walked up to him and, you know, did your little shimmy across the sand. And so if you ain't got no problem with him, why are you feeling some type of way that, as you say, oh, you know, the guys, they just kind of, you know, allowed him in, like, you know, they just accepted him, you know, real calm and stuff like that. And then he said he was expecting the guys to have his back in this situation with King. And so it's given, he wanted that situation with King to happen to try and use it as a reason to kind of X him out the situation, I guess. You know, so because if his actions after, which he did, which was allegedly go to the police, you know, you go to the police and allegedly, you know, take out a restraining order or whatever. So now King's not allowed to film, you know, within the group anymore or whatever. And so it's like, was this your intention the whole entire time? Was this the part where you, like, you in your mind built up this whole fighting story of what it was going to be between you and King, and you just knew by virtue of the guys knowing you for a lot longer than they knew him, you expected them to back up how weird and disrespectful you were acting to King as well? We're not going to sit here and act like you weren't doing and definitely exalting petty picking at him behavior as well. And then he tried to use the word bully, like bully? So who bullied you? Who bullied you? You're telling me Quad bullied you? Is Quad the one that bullied you? King bullied you? How did King bully you? Because if King bullied you, but you walked up to him on the sandbar, like, that's not giving bullied. You walked up to him. So where were you getting bullied? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Really, it's giving Gregg is upset how he acted this way, how the reaction that he was expecting out of Quad turned out to be the reaction that you gave. Okay, and Sweet Tea, you in this situation, they really are. Sorry, y'all. All right, I'm back. Sorry, y'all. I had a phone call. So we were talking about Gregg and Sweet Tea. So you know, all the things that we were to talk about now, you know, in conjunction with what I want to bring up now too, which is obviously the most, you know, kind of viral part of last episode, which was how Gregg and Sweet Tea, you know, had that infamous scene during this episode of Married to Medicine. We watched how he interacted with Sweet Tea, and girl, it's giving you in danger. You know, at this moment, I can see how in Sweet Tea's mind, when she said, shoot, babe, it wasn't finna be all that, because, you know, shoot, I'm combat trained. And for me, the minute she said that, I was like, ooh, girl, you completely undermined his macho man plan. Like, when you said, you saying to him, babe, it wasn't finna be all that because, shoot, you know, I'm combat trained, I was willing to jump in for you. Girl, you emasculated him. I'm better than you. So if I'm better than you and I'm the leader, how dare you feel like you're gonna jump in and fight a man and save me and help me win this battle? Like, we know that's how he feels. That's how most men feel. Like, a woman can't help me in nothing. So it's just like, so definitely the last thing that's finna, what you finna help me in this situation is getting, you know, saving me from getting my ass whooped by King. Like, no. And so, in Sweet Tea's mind, her saying something like that, he looking at her like, you're just so naive. Like, so naive. Let's just, how about eliminate the fact that she said, oh, you know, on combat trains, of her jumping in. Even with eliminating that, she says, you know, even still, it wouldn't have been all that because it's a lot of people around. Those men wouldn't have allowed y'all to do that. And they wouldn't have. It wasn't like they was finna, you know, be to the death, Gregory. I don't want to keep saying the word because hell, I don't want them to demonetize me. But really? Are we going, we are gladiators? Is that where we're going? And so Gregg wanted to have his, like I said, mano y mano moment. And girl, how dare you, emasculate me in front of everybody, in front of national TV. So he goes upstairs. The way Gregg talks is almost like he's not looking for a solution. He looks to be fighting. Like, he looks to be, trying to make it Sweet Tea's fault. And he said those words, because as I'm thinking about it, I forgot. He literally said those words. Like, Sweet Tea, you go up there and you thinking, as you said, I'm for the team, babe. I'm just trying to show that I'm for the team. And he says, well, to be for the team is to follow the leader. Like, I'm the leader. So basically he was saying, like, what you let me say, just that you were supposed to let that be that. Okay? That's how he's feeling. You were supposed to let that be that. Like, we was gonna fight to the death. I was gonna fight to the death for your honor, my love. Because remember, Letitia. This was like, he was fighting for y'all death, y'all's covenant. Remember, because that it's making sense to me because I'm literally thinking. I thought about this last night because it was like it's starting to click to me how this shit, how some version of conversation happened behind scenes because. He's coming into this show. Obviously, these are the things that he's telling Sweet Tea. When we go into this thing, babe, it's team us. Don't worry about them. As long as we support each other, we got this. These were all the things that I know without a shadow of a doubt he was telling Sweet Tea, before going into this thing. Because he knew, as he said, like, I didn't want to come into this thing, and deal with negativity. Because, as you say, I know your girl. I know how your girl is. So you already feel like Quad is a woman who likes to, initiate, right? So, it is something that you should have expected from her. Because, as you like to say, she run her mouth too fucking much, right? So that means you should have already went into this expecting her to act this way. And for the fact that y'all ain't been together for 2 to 3 years and she's still able to, and that's what your reaction had to be to her. Gregory. But yet you sitting there telling Sweet Tea it's your fault. Don't say nothing to make me upset. If you don't want that kind of reaction out of me, don't say stupid shit. Right? Putting it on Sweet Tea is her fault. It's not my fault. Gregory, stop it. Stop. And you said all this on national TV, sir. The way you were acting with that woman. Tragic. So now we're going to see, allegedly, y'all, he done made a song. I didn't know this man made a song. And we're going to see. I don't know if this is going to be we going to have to make somebody pick. I feel like Gregory wanted this moment to happen where he felt like, oh, I'm going to have to make them pick. I'm going to make them pick because there's no way that I'm going to be on this same platform and be on here with my ex. Dr. G wants them to have to pick between the two of them. And I hate to tell you, Dr. G, Quad's going to win. Because, yeah, she might not be married, but bitch, when it's come to Married to Medicine, more people think of Quad than they think of Dr. G. And it is what it is. And I get it, Sweet Tea, a part of you. You went in there being pick Misha. I can give you what you want, all right? And you thought you was finna come in and do everything that Quad couldn't. Everything that Quad couldn't. And be his ride or die. Gonna ride and die again, and die again, and die again. Y'all jump down in the comments. Tell me what you think about Married to Medicine and Gregg and his little video with Sweet Tea. And then the way Sweet Tea, like, every time Gregg says, she'll, like, pipe up to, like, try to, like, fix what he was meaning and fix, like, how it's gonna look to everybody else, Every time he would talk, he'd be like, because, we really want to, because, like, Gregory, it's great that he finally has an outlet to be able to, talk about his side. Allegedly now she's got a YouTube channel. Go ahead, girl, get your bag, go do it. But if you think coming up after Quad, a woman that, as he said, I've been taking care of you since the day that I met you, right? Do the manly thing, he's gonna take care of you. So if you think you finna come on Married to Medicine and, you know, create you a lifestyle off of Married to Medicine and leave his ass again after the last one was smart enough to get out of it, girl, Sweet Tea, don't you get that man no baby. Girl, stating this to prove everybody wrong, you ain't winning. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. But two more things that I wanted to get into. On ancient nigga news. So the first one, let's start with the first one, then we'll end on the worst one of the two. Between the two ancient nigga awards, the Sadiddy Awards, we gonna go in order because the last one he ended up paying the ultimate price. Okay, so first, Liangelo Ball. Did Liangelo Ball really just come on a goddamn place to do an interview and call his babies young niggas? I don't know if y'all saw that. And, you know, his song, Tweaker, I didn't even know that was him, y'all. I really did not even know that was him. I remember hearing kind of like a song and it kind of being stuck in the back of my head. You know, I used to be hearing a song everywhere and all you know is like the sound effect, the loop, but you don't know who really sing it. And I knew I was hearing, yeah, I might swear on the corner, whoa, whoa, okay? I just remember, whoa, whoa, okay? And I didn't know that was him. So when, you know, I finally found out that's him, you know, on the radio, it's now starting to click, like, okay, now he's got this second wind, you know, the NBA didn't work out, you know, LeVar Ball did everything he could to, you know, lift his boys up because, you know, it was a black man in his kid's life, right? It was a black man in his kid's life, right? Well, black man in his kid's life, look what he raised. Because why is Liangelo Ball on goddamn, you know, social media calling his 1-year-old son and literally out the vagina yesterday daughter young niggas? I'll be my young niggas every day. Yo, young niggas every day? That's what they are. You don't even call them their names, which is your kids, your children. That's how disconnected from them you are. You can't even call, and then your daughter's a young nigga at that. Like, come on, bro. Like, cause I was like, don't you got like 2 daughters? And then here it is. It was a boy and a girl, but nonetheless, it's like, how did we get here? Because I remember watching how he grew up. There's like this thing that happens, especially with you light-skinned niggas. I get it. I understand. It's the unfortunate downfall of being the light-skinned nigga. Like, people, it's always that thing of like, nigga, you soft. You know, that's always been like, you know, light-skinned nigga versus the dark-skinned nigga thing. Like, that's always been a part of it. But going out there and then trying to like cosplay, you know, I was, you know, you was born, you know, over there. Shoot, I'm from Detroit, like off of ATL, right? You know, I'm from Detroit. You know, trying to act like that. It's like, bro, that's not how you grew up. You don't have to act that way. Like, that's the people you're surrounding yourself with. And yeah, you know, you're rapping and you got this like, you know, new second wind or persona of rapping. You don't have to like be that way. Like, you don't. But I feel like he's doing that to like give off, you know, nigga, I'm whore. You know, just like old King Harris, same thing. I want to be whore, okay? And just over there looking a plum fool. That's why your daddy had to snatch your ass up. But he's a part of the problem anti-ways, which is why another conversation gonna roll over to LeVar, and he catching his, as he say, the Lord, you know, does stuff for a reason. You said your woman got a stroke for a reason. Well, sir, did you lose a foot for a reason? Out here it's giving gangrene, gout, or diabetes, okay? We know you niggas hate going to the doctor, so now here it is. You finna be out here, you know, with a stump of a foot. And to see how you were involved in your child's life and this is what he's come to be, just being a complete deadbeat to his kids and just, you know, treating his baby mama own way. Like, come on, Liangelo, come on. So then, last but not least, rolled on to the one to, you know, from one, you know, it's just a whole just variety of you just ain't shit niggas, just different colors, shapes, and shades, but all just act the same way. Here it is. I didn't even care to learn his name. I saw his name one time, and it threw it to the back of my mind. If I know y'all heard the story of the man, the black boy who got shot up by his white girlfriend. Yeah, yeah. After a drunk night out, y'all, he went home with his girl. She started, quote unquote, cleaning the gun, and boom. And, you know, of course, when people pass, we start to, you know, get a little bit of history on their social media. So we all remembered the first time this happened, when the first, you know, black man, you know, got you know, lit up, got emptied with some lead, okay? And his, you know, little Twitter history was just all about the hating black women, you know, just hates them. You just hate us, right? But the one you with was the one to take you out. And here in this situation, this man straight up said, I would rather fuck a dog, but the dog gotta be white, than to have sex with a black woman. The amount of self-hatred you have to hate the very thing that literally birthed you, take care of you. Y'all got to heal, black men. You got to heal. And see, this one was a lot crazier because this time his brother wanted to come back and then was upset, y'all. Like, the brother ended up actually, like, almost doubling down. Like, he was upset. How the hell did black women get the blame in this situation? You mad at us, but then Becky was the one who pulled the trigger. Like, talking about how the white girls do it better. You know, like, we are Team Snow Bunny, all types of stuff. We know the usual. But the fact that this seems to be a running trend, some conversations need to be had. Some conversations need to be had. The hairstyle, tragic. It was given Kodak Black mixed with a little bit of the baby mixed with a little bit of just niggatry. And for this to be how you go out, my brother, is a sad way to go. But who am I to care, you know? Because you wouldn't piss on me if I was burning. So at this point, you're kind of upset that you're getting the reaction of nobody gives a damn about you, and your family is upset and, you know, basically saying y'all getting done wrong because, you know, niggas like you never have life insurance, and I know you had kids with that woman. So yeah, you know, you basically dug your own grave and ran to a place that thought was gonna do you better, and it turned out to be the one to take you out. Nasty work. Nasty work. Oh, they're hurting me. The black women are hurting me. You know, it's because of y'all. It's why I'm in so much pain. Save me, old sweet Snow Bunny, is his logic. Save me. Come over. I'm gonna come over here because you soft and feminine and dumb, and let me treat you anyway. And this is where you are. You know, as everybody's been saying, rest in preference. Yeah, you guys, that's it. Just want to come and talk to y'all about a few things. Y'all drop down in the comments, let me know what you feel about you know, some of the stuff that we discussed. Y'all feel like 1 year is what Karen deserves? Do you guys feel like Gregory is not admitting the part that he's played in this situation with King? And what do y'all think? Is Sweet Tea gonna ride this out with Gregg? Y'all think she gonna stick it through? When it comes to Liangelo and the last young fella, what y'all think? What is going on with the fellas? What is happening? Okay, drop down in the comments, let me know. Appreciate you for tuning in. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'll catch your host later. Deuces.